Nation, let's get it. Yo, shout out to everybody here in the building. I appreciate you guys. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here rocking with me. Shout out to the chat. Berserk, Dwayne Smith. I see Champagne, Blazing Raider. Shout out to my brother Bourbon, Raiderzilla. Everybody here, man. I salute you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, man. How is everybody doing? Do me a favor real quick. We have not done this in a long time. Let me know, where are you guys watching from right now? What city are you guys in? Let me know in the chat. Shout out to Dave, man. Salute. Doc's excited for another off season watching your videos. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, King. Hey, Marvin, this is facts, bro. It is freezing out here. It's supposed to snow. It's supposed to snow, man. It's cold out here, man. We got Ohio in the building, Charleston, Fort Campbell, Salinas, San Jose. Come on, man. Cali, LA, Columbia, South Carolina, Fresno, CA. Shout out to Kevin Jones. Tacoma's in the building. Stockton, Sacramento, Hazlet, Texas. Let's go, man. I love it. And of course, my brother Van City out here from Canada, Vancouver, BC, to be exact. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. A lot of rumors, a lot of news today. Adam Schefter has been dropping stuff left and right. I'm seeing CBS Sports, ESPN, Aaron Rodgers, you guys. Once again, I think this is like year 2 or year 3 about us speaking about potentially, him being a Raider. Rumor is he's willing to restructure his deal if he's moved to a winner, right, or a contender. Green Bay has already stated that they will work with him. They will not trade him to any NFC team. So it will be an AFC team, you guys. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but this right here is what betting odds actually put out for Rodgers' first snap of 2023. This is per DraftKings Sportsbook. Green Bay plus 150. The Raiders right behind them at plus 400. The Jets plus 650. Dolphins follow up with plus 75, plus 750. Niners plus 850. Patriots plus 900. Commanders plus 1,000. Titans 1,200. Seahawks 1,800. Buccaneers 1,800. So we're right below the Packers with DraftKings Sportsbook. That is crazy, man, because it seems as though these past few weeks, all we've been talking about, right, is drafting a young guy and going out to get Tom Brady. I don't know if you guys seen it, but Tom Brady has said if he knew what he was doing at this point, he'd already have said it, right? That's what he said. I don't know whose podcast was he on the other day, but he did state, I think it was Jim Gray. I believe it was his podcast. Basically said if he knew what he was doing, he would have already said it. I have to say that Brady is he's kind of playing the game right now, because I don't believe that. If he was going to retire, I think he would just retire. I do believe he wants to come back. The thing is this: Brady can't speak about the moves he wants to make. We know how this goes year in and year out. Tampering. He can't say, I want to go to Las Vegas. I want to stay in Tampa Bay. I mean, the tampering thing is real. So I think that Brady does know what he wants to do. And if we are in on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes, I don't know. The Green Bay is saying that they want at least 2 ones. I'm okay with parting with Derek Carr and a first. I'm not giving away 2 first for Aaron Rodgers. 39 years old. Tom Brady is up there in age as well, but you're not giving up any draft capital, right? If Green Bay says Jordan Love is not the guy, right? He's not the guy. Why not bring in Derek Carr? I think DC and his family would love it out in Green Bay. Safe place to live. The media is not crazy. It's not a circus out there. The Packers are a well-ran oil machine over there. You know what I mean? I think it'd be smart. I mean, shit, Devontae Adams can tell them where everything is out there, right? I don't think that Green Bay is actually sold on Jordan Love either, you guys. They had Aaron Rodgers fighting through a rib injury when they could have put Jordan Love out there. I think that kind of spoke volumes about how they felt about Jordan Love. I know last year they put him out there. I believe it was last year against the Chiefs. He looked really, really bad. But they had Aaron Rodgers fighting through an injury and not bringing out Jordan Love. At this point, I would have had the young guy out there to see what you can do with him, right? So I'm assuming that Green Bay is not sold on him. And if anything, maybe, just maybe, Aaron Rodgers will reunite with Devontae Adams. For those who are saying he has a $50 million cap hit, shout out to my dog, Sean, always coming through in the chat, man. I mean, the DM is shooting me some stuff right here, you guys. Let me read this to you guys. The Packers baked this into a contract. $58.3 million of Aaron Rodgers, $59.515 million in 2023 cash is structured as an option bonus. So once the option is exercised, his cap number this year would be only $31.6 million. That is $31.6 million that Aaron Rodgers would get this year. Because of how they structured this contract, I believe DC was owed 32. So he'd be $1 million cheaper. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm cool with that. A 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers. The problem is the capital that you have to give up for him. I'm not giving up 2 once. It's just not going to happen. And I do believe that the Jets would do that. I do believe the Jets is going to go all in. They think that they have everything that they need on the defensive side of the ball. They have Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson out there on the outside. But me personally, I don't think that Aaron Rodgers would want to go to New York. I think that he would want to play with more of the sure thing on the offensive side of the ball. Devontae's the sure thing, right? I mean, he's played with him his whole career up to this year with DC, right? You got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. I mean, the list of weapons is out there. We'll probably bring Josh Jacobs back. We're going to talk about him here in a second as well. But, I mean, the weapons are in Vegas. You know what I mean? If Aaron Rodgers wants to go somewhere and have all the weapons around him offensively, you're leaving Adam Jones, you're leaving Christian Watson, you're leaving all these other guys. You're going to some proven talent like Waller, Devontae, Renfrow, and Jacobs. I mean, I think I would rather want to do that than play with some young guys like Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore with the Jets. That's just me personally. I don't know. I know Brett Favre went to the Jets in the latter part of his career. Actually, went to the playoffs a few times with them, I believe. Maybe Aaron Rodgers does the same thing. I don't know. I think that Aaron Rodgers kind of wants to write his own story. I think that he was already tired of being in Brett Favre's shadow anyway. So I don't think that he would want to go to the Jets. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is one of those type of guys that has one of those egos that wouldn't want to follow the footsteps of Brett Favre going to the Jets. I know he went to the Vikings as well, but I'm just saying, I don't think he would want to do that. There's a lot of free agents out there. I believe Aaron Jones is a free agent in Green Bay. So, hey, man, what do you guys think about this? I'm not giving up a first. I mean, 2 firsts. That's just not going to happen at all. It's not going to happen, period, point blank. And for those hating on the hat, I love it, man. I wear anything with the shield on it. Thought the colors was dope. Shout out to Brandon. I trust McDaniels and Ziegler. What are your thoughts? Hey, me too. Me too, Brandon, especially Ziegler. I definitely do, my brother. I definitely do. And I'm excited to see what these guys are going to do this offseason, man. Shout out to Mark, man. Appreciate you, brother, on the $5. I appreciate you, King. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me, my brother. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. So you guys, Aaron Rodgers this year, he did have a down season. He did pick it up at the end of the year once all of his, receivers were healthy and, Christian Watson got going. Lazard, was in and out of the lineup. They had Randall Cobb out there. You know what I mean? Like they finally got clicking at the end of the season. I believe they won 4 or 5 games to end the season outside of that last game that they played where they were eliminated, right? But this year, completion rate 64.6, 3,695 yards passing, 26 TDs, 12 picks, 91.1 QB rating this season. Also, I'm going to read this real quick. What Adam Schefter said on SportsCenter today. It's hard to imagine that he's going to retire. He's speaking about Aaron Rodgers and walk away and surrender $110 million in guaranteed money. So that means he's either back with Green Bay or the team explores the idea of trading him. Now Jordan Love is getting closer and closer to playing. So yes, one of these scenarios that the Green Bay Packers are expected to explore this offseason is the idea they could have to part ways with Aaron Rodgers in the form of a trade. That doesn't mean it will happen, but if he wants that, they're on the same page, and it's certainly realistic. And if they do go ahead and trade him, it would be to the AFC. Rodgers is 1 year removed from signing a 3-year, $150 million extension with the Packers. He also went out of his way in his first post-week 18 remarks to highlight Green Bay as his preferred NFL home. He did say that, but then, you know, he goes over there with Pat McAfee and them guys and kind of starts saying a little different. You know what I mean? Aaron is wishy-washy, y'all. I don't know. For anybody who has not followed Aaron Rodgers in the offseason, he is very, very wishy-washy. I think that he knows what he wants to do. I think that he does want to go to another team, maybe even closer to where he's from. For those who don't know, he's from Chico, from Northern California. Maybe he wants to get closer to home. I can only imagine growing up in Northern California, playing in the Bay Area in college, and then playing your entire career in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where it is cold as shit. I can only assume that Aaron Rodgers would love to come to Las Vegas. No state tax. You know what I mean? And he gets to get back with this guy, Devontae Adams. Shout out to my dog, Mario, man. What up, my boy? There's videos of Rodgers saying he wants to go to the Raiders, I believe, a year or two ago. I remember we talked about that last season. I don't remember what was exactly said. But you know what, Mario? I got to do my homework on that. If you can find that video, brother, please send it to my inbox. DM me at Graphk916 on IG. My brother, Greenberry, I appreciate you, King. Shout out to my dog, Leo. Sign 2 great defensive tackles, move Hobbs to the slot. I agree. I agree with you, my brother. I definitely agree with you. And there's going to be a lot of talk, you know, with a lot of defensive tackles. There's going to be some guys that are going to be cap casualties here soon, you guys. Leonard Big Cat Williams, the Giants. I believe he's owed, was it $18 million this season? No, $30 million. I think it's like an $18 million cap hit or some shit like that. I think they can save $18 million. They take a hit of like $12 million or somewhere around that range. Don't quote me on that. But there's a lot of rumors swirling around Leonard Big Cat Williams, former USC guy, die-hard Raider fan, grew up in the LA area. I am definitely down to bring him in. He had a great career with the Giants under Patrick Graham as well. So that's a name to keep an eye on. Go draft one as well. Go get my boy TT out of USC. I would love that. But Hobbs definitely has to return back to the slot. Shout out to my boy Leo, man. Appreciate you, King. Shout out to Brandon once again. Are you against the QB in the first round? I'm not against anything that this regime wants to do. If they believe that Stroud is, if he's there and they believe Stroud can be the guy for the future, I'm cool with it. If they believe that Will Levis is the guy, I'm cool with it. If they want to take a flyer on Anthony Richardson, I am cool with it. I want to go defense in the first round. That's it. Clear cut. And if I would rather give up a first in Derek Carr for Aaron Rodgers than spend a first on one of those young guys. Me personally, I want to go defense. But if these guys do it, I trust them. I think that Zeke knows what he's doing. I'm here for it. Shout out to Brandon. Appreciate you, brother. I'd rather get one in the middle rounds. I would rather take a flyer on one of these guys in the middle rounds. Shout out to Black Sales. All this card to any AFC team, I believe, is smoke. No way Z makes another AFC team a contender and another obstacle. No to Rodgers. We got a link, bro. Shout out to my brother Black Sales. Definitely got a link, King. I'll be in Vegas for the Pro Bowl. If you're going to be out there, let me know. Meet up with us, my brother. Let's go have some drinks, man, and vibe out. But I don't really care where DC goes. I don't care if he goes to the AFC. I don't care if he goes to the NFC. I really don't care. It is what it is. There's only a certain amount of teams that I think he would make better. I think he would make the Jets better. You know, they need a quarterback desperately. I don't think he makes the Bucks better at all. They're coming off Tom Brady. And, you know, I don't know about that. Maybe the Saints, you know, that's an upgrade for them. But I don't really see too many teams outside of the Jets and I don't know in the AFC. You know what I mean? What other AFC teams can you think of? I mean, Pittsburgh's not going to do it. Tomlin already has his quarterback of the future with Pickett. I don't. What's another team out there? Can you see maybe Tennessee being a sneaky dark horse team that's going to reach out to us and see what they can do? I don't know. They just drafted Malik Willis. You know, maybe they let Ryan Tannehill move on. I don't know what Tennessee may do, but I think that Carr is going to go to an NFC team, whether it's the Panthers, the Commanders, the Saints, shit, maybe even the Falcons. I don't know. You know what I mean? But if it's not the Jets, in which I don't think that Derek Carr would fare well in New York with that media, I think he's going to go to an NFC team. Shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to Allen. I would love for Aaron Rodgers to become a Raider and reunite with Adams. That would be crazy. Facts, man. Allen, as long as the paper is right, right? As long as the paper is right. Me personally, I'm telling y'all right now, I would rather go get Brady. It'd be a cheaper option. You know what I mean? It'd be a way cheaper option. And you don't have to give any draft capital. And you can sign him for 2 years, just like you would have Aaron. Aaron's contract has 2 years left on it, right? I'd bring in Brady for 2 years, no draft capital, and he knows the system like the back of his fucking hand. You know what I mean? Once again, you bring in Aaron Rodgers, who's a very smart quarterback, former MVP. I mean, the guy has won a Super Bowl. He's very smart as well. I'm not going to say it's going to take him forever to get down this system, but he's going to have to learn this system. You bring in Brady from day one. He already knows the ins and outs, the details of this system. You know what I mean? So, you know, playing the whole draft capital for Aaron Rodgers is a little tricky for me. I don't think it happens. I still believe that if Brady comes back, you go all in on Brady. Shout out to Roberto. Get Brady, upgrade the O-line and defense. There you go. Roberto, my dog. We are on the same page. We are definitely on the same page. Shout out to my dog. I mean, look, you guys, I'm not against bringing in Aaron Rodgers, but he'd have to play ball with us, right? He has been very, very tough on Green Bay. The one thing I don't like about Aaron Rodgers is, right, I love that he's about his paper. I love that. California dude, Northern California dude, he's about his paper. I like that. I respect that. But the thing is this, he always talks about how this team needs to upgrade this, upgrade that, and do this and do that, but he's not helping them financially. That's the problem. If Aaron Rodgers would have been continuously taking deals, hometown discounts like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers would probably have 3 or 4 championship rings. Let's just keep it a buck. But he has never really worked with them in order to bring, you know, his cap hit down. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for Aaron Rodgers playing for, have wide receivers that he has out there, this no-name guy and this no-name guy. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I do respect that he's about his paper, but I do not respect the fact that he comes out every offseason and says these guys need to do this and this and this and this in order to bring me back because I want to win now, right? That's cool. That's cool. If you want to win now, take less money and go recruit some star guys to come into Green Bay. But also, it's very, very tricky, you guys. I don't think a lot of guys are running to Green Bay, Wisconsin to play football. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think Aaron maybe would work with this. He gets to reunite with Devontae. He may say, look, man, I'll work with you guys. I'll restructure my contract. I'll play for cheaper in order to go over here and win a Super Bowl with you guys. I'm cool with that. But once again, I still think that this is a pipe dream, you guys. I know that I just read this to you guys. That, you know, the Raiders are plus 400 with DraftKings Sportsbook. We're only under the Green Bay Packers in terms of who Rodgers' first snap is going to be thrown from. It's the Packers or us. You know what I mean? But, you know, this happens every year. This happens every year. It happens every single year. You know what's crazy? This is the first year, though, in the past, I'll say maybe 5-6 years, that we're actually talking about quarterbacks and actually needing a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like every year when we had, you know, DC, right? We know he's on the way out now. You know, there was always talks about him, you know, us potentially moving on and blah, blah, blah. We've actually moved on now. So now it's getting interesting at the QB spot because now when we talk about this is realistic. Like we actually really need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to get fun, man. It's going to be fun here. The one thing I'm worried about is we miss out on Brady. We miss out on Rodgers. Jimmy G goes to the Jets or some shit, and we're stuck with a Jacoby Brissett and 3rd or 4th round quarterback or some shit, right? Then we're like, wow. Then at that point, Josh McDaniels is probably on his way out. Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. Appreciate you, brother, as always. Leonard Williams said he's willing to restructure with the Giants. Salute, nation. This is facts. I did read that he did say that. But also, Hammer, remember this. He's a Raiders fan. He's a Raiders fan. You know what I'm saying? So I know that he wants to win. I know now the Giants were a very, very surprising team. But the thing is this, you guys, that people don't really look at with the Giants, right? They got their shit together with the year that both their best players are on contract years. That is never a good thing. They got their shit together with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley on the way out. That's tough because now you bring them both back and then you're handcuffed. You're handcuffed, right? You know what I mean? At that point, you're handcuffed. You still got to go get a real wide receiver one. You know what I mean? The Giants got some other work to do around their O-line. You know, they need some receivers. You know what I mean? So that's a tough situation. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the Giants either. And this pertains to the Raiders. Saquon Barkley apparently allegedly turned down a $16 million. Was it $16 million, little bro, a year with the Giants? Was it 16? I thought it was 16. Was it 14 to 16 million that he turned down? That's tough because today Josh Jacobs tweeted out, you guys, it has to make sense for me. It has to make sense for me. Is it 12? Okay, so 12 and a half. He wanted 16. That's what it was? Okay, 12. There you go. So, hey, that's tough because who's the highest? Is Christian McCaffrey getting paid 16? I think he's getting paid somewhere around there, right? 16, 15 and a half, 16. That's tough. That is tough. We need a quarterback in the draft to build around and build a dynasty to rival the Chiefs and the 49ers, man. This is facts, bro. It hurts my soul, man, to see a Mr. Irrelevant first-year guy, Purdy, potentially going to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship. Jalen Hurts, rookie contract. Boom. NFC Championship. Mahomes just got his deal a couple years back, playing against another guy that's on a rookie deal, Joe Burrow. It's tough, man. 3 guys on rookie deals right now that are all in right now. This close to the Super Bowl. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Bourbon. McCaffrey 16, Kamara 15, Zeke 15. And now Zeke is saying that he's going to have to he'll take a pay cut to stay in Dallas. He's going to have to take a massive pay cut because Tony Pollard outperformed him this season. Without Pollard out there, that whole offense looked terrible. Zeke could not run the ball. He was pretty good in goal line situations. I think he had, he had a good amount of touchdowns. Was that somewhere between 8 and 12 this season. Great goal line guy, but Zeke's going to have to take a massive pay cut too. But if Jacobs is watching these guys, looking at these contracts, which his agent is, it's tough, man. Do y'all want to pay Josh Jacobs that kind of money? That's crazy. Shout out to my dog, Fred, man. 575, 85 likes. Unacceptable. Wipe them feet, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the first-time watchers as well. I appreciate you guys. If you want, man, hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell button. You know what I mean? We're active over here all day long, man. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to my dog, James Lillard, man. You go to the Packers, tell them we are saving plus 50 of your cap. We're giving you financial flexibility and offering only a first and a lower draft pick. You know, but the thing is this, James, I would do that, right? But the Jets are they'll offer 2. They'll offer 2. Like their owner and GM already came out and said, we're going all in. Like they have the coach that they want. You know, they have that great young defense that they have. They have a lot of nice moving parts on the offensive side of the ball. The Jets will give up those 2. But, you know, we traded with Green Bay last year. Wouldn't that be insane, you guys, to trade 2 first-rounders back-to-back seasons to the same team? That would be fucking hilarious. You trade a first and a second last season for Devontae Adams. Boom, you trade 1 in Derek Carr this year for Aaron Rodgers. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But I hear you. The thing is this, though. Aaron Rodgers still has to agree on where he's going to go. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he'd want to go to the Jets. I really don't. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers wants to go play for another young team. I don't. I think that he would rather come to Vegas and play with Devontae Adams, top 3 wide receiver in the league, to me, number 1. And, you got a 30-year-old tight end that's hitting his stride with Darren Waller when healthy. Hunter Renfrow, he's a veteran now in this league. I think he's year 4, right? Year 4. Josh Jacobs, finally out of that rookie contract up there in 8, he's hitting his stride right now. This is the perfect team for Aaron Rodgers to go to offensively if he wants to win the game. I repeat, offensively if he wants to win the big game. But it's all about the defense. This offseason, we have to go out and we got to go get some stout defenders, man, in free agency and in the draft. It's definitely, it's a must. And the thing that with Aaron Rodgers that scares me is the money, because he's been proven to not bite on his contract talks. He wants his money. He wants his money. But, at 39 years old, man, I think he'll be 40 December 2nd of this year. A-Rod, do you want to leave with a ring, or do you want to just leave with your bag? I look, I understand either one of them. But don't talk about you want to win if that's second to your bag. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I've seen Aaron Rodgers do this year in and year out. Talk about he wants to win now, but ain't trying to help the team out financially. You know what I'm saying? You got, Figure it out, man. Shout out to Hammer, man. The Jets interviewed Nathaniel Hackett for OC. But you know what's crazy, Hammer? And you might think I'm crazy, bro. I like Nathaniel Hackett as an OC. I think he did great with Aaron Rodgers, right? So if maybe Aaron is looking at that, if they bring him in, he may say, you know what, a reunion with Nathaniel Hackett. I know the system. Let's get to it. I don't know. I think Nathaniel Hackett is a great offensive coordinator, a great offensive mind. Just a fucked up situation in Denver his first year as head coach. I think he needs to be exactly where he is right there as a coordinator, not a head coach, a coordinator. Let me see. Carter, this is facts. He was a great OC. Definitely a great offensive mind. Didn't help that, Russell Wilson had a terrible season. They couldn't run the ball. It seemed as though Melvin fumbled the ball every 2 snaps. It's a tough situation. Let me see. But Ray, you got to say this, right? The Packers drafted a QB in the first round. They weren't trying to make it happen. Bro, look, this is what they do. They had Brett Favre. They drafted Aaron Rodgers. They sat him for 3-4 seasons. Brought Aaron Rodgers in, went and drafted Jordan Love, sat him for 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 seasons now, right? That's what they do. You have a young guy learn behind a great. That's why I want to go get Tom Brady if he does come back, if he does return for another year or 2, and just go get a young guy. That to me is the mold that we need to go with. I don't know how many more years Aaron Rodgers wants to play. And to be honest too, Aaron is one of those eclectic kind of personalities, right? Where I don't really know how he would fit with this team. I think Brady would be perfect. I think he would command everybody's respect. I think that Brady would be the guy that would, help every single person, on the offensive side of the ball, implement that system. He would definitely be there every step of the way to help these guys. I don't know how much A-Rod would be involved in that. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Aaron Rodgers is definitely a leader and a hell of a football player, future Hall of Famer. I just don't know if he's a leader like Tom Brady. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of talk about Aaron Rodgers getting into it with this person. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Shout out to Leo. NFL teams will keep an eye. I seen that. And Leo, look, bro, it's the off season. People are bored. That what he did with that, I forgot who said it. Who was it, man? It was who said that shit? I forgot who it was that said it. I just had it up on my screen somewhere. But I'll say this. That's cap. That is cap. I seen the article where it stated the Raiders will do everything and anything to get this roster better and bring in the guys that fit their mold and their culture. Look, you guys, they just extended Waller and they just extended Hunter Renfrow. You guys can use the argument that they extended Derek Carr as well, but that's a total different position. They've seen enough from what he brought to the table and they moved on. They gave both those guys extensions. I don't think either one of those guys are going anywhere at all. I think that these guys are very high on Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. I think that when they sat those guys in the middle of the season for I forgot how many weeks they both were gone on the IR, it was to preserve those guys, preserve them for the next season. I think that these guys are going to play a pivotal part of our future. And I think that Josh McDaniels loves Hunter Renfrow, loves Darren Waller. And those are two selling points on why Tom Brady would want to come to Las Vegas. Why would you trade Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow if you're going to use that as bringing Tom Brady in or bringing Aaron Rodgers in? It makes no sense. Why would you get rid of one of those guys? These guys are all smoke, Leo. It is all smoke. These guys are not looking to move Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow. That is all cappuccino. Do not believe that shit. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to my dog, Black Sunday. Late to the live. What Rodgers rumors are going around, Docs? If you just caught on Black Sunday, shout out to everybody in the chat. We like 627. I appreciate you guys. Basically, Yahoo Sports dropped an article Black Sunday from and they quoted per DraftKings sports book the betting odds of Rodgers first snap. What team it would be? Green Bay was plus 150. Vegas was right under them at plus 400. There's a lot of talks about him potentially being traded to us. I don't know what that trade would look like. You know what I mean? It's been said that Green Bay has already said that they will only trade him to the AFC. And us and the Jets were two teams that were mentioned in those trade talks. I know Tennessee needs a quarterback. Maybe they are. I don't know why A-Rod would want to go down there. For what? You got Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? They got a young kid out of Arkansas that I loved last year at wide receiver, but he's still coming into his own. You know, he's his sophomore year. I don't think that Burks will be a guy that can sell Aaron Rodgers going down to Tennessee. So, you know, but yeah, that's what it was from Black Sunday. Aaron Rodgers basically stating that, you know, him and Green Bay are on the same page. If he does not decide on returning to Green Bay, they will work with him to get a trade done. And we were pretty much mentioned in that conversation, man. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here in the building. I appreciate you guys. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Let me ask you guys this real quick. Let's do this. Let me get this super in real quick, and then I'm gonna get you guys involved in this. Isn't this contract too much for our cap? 2 years left. 2 years left on this deal. I believe it's this. I'm gonna read this for you real quick, Black Sunday. Here we go. Right here. The Packers baked this into the contract. $58.3 million of Aaron Rodgers, $59.51 million in 2023 cash is structured as an option bonus. So once the option is exercised, his cap number this year would be only about $31.6 million, which would be cheaper than Derek Carr's contract this year. Rodgers would collect all. So there we have it. And Peter King also said the Packers will want at least 2 first-round picks in a trade for Aaron Rodgers. King added that Jets owner Woody Johnson would happily pay that price. The question remains if Rodgers would even want to play in New York. So there you have it. There you have it. Look, I'm good with either one. I just want Brady over Aaron Rodgers because of the familiarity, you know, with the system, with the coaching staff, you know, with the GM. I don't want to give up any draft capital. You know what I mean? If Green Bay said straight up and they wouldn't do this at all, give us Derek Carr and a future draft pick, give us a first next year or some shit. You know what I mean? Cool. But I don't want to miss out on this draft in any way, no shape or form. I don't want to give up any draft capital. You know what I mean? So why not just go get Tom Brady where you don't have to do that? Shout out to Paz, man. My brother, I'm so happy for you, man. 6 months, 14 days sober today. Get them likes up. Shout out to my dog, bro. Shout out to my dog, Paz. I'm so happy. And I remember the day you started that, my brother. I'm proud of you. And I see you, man. I know you probably got your daughter back in your life and you happy, man. Look, bro, shout out to you, man. Shout out to my dog, man. That's motivation right there, man. I'm inspired by that. Shout out to Hey, hello. Good podcast, bro. I appreciate you, family. My dog. My dog. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cal. A-Rod displays too many diva tactics. Would rather have Brady, in my opinion. Yeah, man. A-Rod's a little different. His personality is definitely different than Tom Brady's. The thing is this, too. You're bringing in a quarterback like A-Rod to Vegas that has to learn Josh McDaniels' ways. Josh McDaniels has to learn A-Rod's ways, right? A-Rod would instantly go right to Devontae Adams and stick to him. You're bringing in a guy, Tom Brady, that will yell at Josh McDaniels from day one. Josh McDaniels will yell back at him. These guys they've been successful as hell together. There's no reason to go out and get an A-Rod. You know what I mean? There's just no reason to do it. It's just, to me, it makes no sense because of the draft capital and the familiarity, man. I would rather bring in a guy, I'm going to say this for the 10,000th time, a guy that knows the system, knows the coaching staff, knows the GM. You just come in, it fits like a glove. It fits like a glove. You know what I mean? Shout out to the truth. Yeah. Both Rodgers and Brady at Mosca. And that's all we need. The truth, that's all we need at this point. We need a quarterback, a bridge guy, and these two are GOATs. One of them is the actual GOAT, right? That's all you need is 2 seasons out of these guys. Go draft a young guy, and you have a perfect bridge quarterback. I just think that Brady's that guy if he decides on coming back. Yeah. Elite. Exactly. They are competitors. Brady has had great years with McDaniels as his play caller. Yeah. And that's an understatement. Phenomenal years. Super Bowls. Galore. Multiple. Shout out to Larry DM. Shout out to Dylan Parham. Announced to the all-rookie team today, Brady takes better care of his body than A-Rod. This is facts. This is facts. Factory outlet. Shout out to my dog Larry. And shout out to my dog Dylan Parham. Year 1. All-rookie team. I still believe this guy is going to be at some point a Pro Bowl talent, potential all-pro talent. Shout out to our young guy, Dylan Parham. Shout out to Black Sunday once again. Brady need to stop playing, man. He know where he wants to go. This is facts. But like I said before, Black Sunday, Brady is smart enough to not speak on that because he knows if he talks about it, you could potentially lose a first-round draft pick, a second-round draft pick. He's not going to affect the Raiders draft capital. He knows that he wants all that capital, all that draft, build that defense up, right? Build that offensive line up as well. He's not going to be dumb enough to say anything stupid that can get a potential team that he may be going to in trouble and lose draft compensation. It's just not going to happen. And Josh McDaniels is smart enough too. But these guys also, they work behind the scenes. They've had calls, they've texted, they know what time it is. Tom knows exactly what he's about to do, and Josh McDaniels knows exactly what the fuck Tom Brady's going to do. That's why I'm excited about this, about them, this union, because they already have that connection. Shout out to Jose. Brady's a 1-year rental. We need to go young. If Stroud ain't there at 7, trade back, take a flyer on AR-15. I like Anthony Richardson. We'll have capital from DC, the DC trade, get defense. Shout out to my dog Jose. I agree. I'm cool with, like I said, I'm cool with Brady even just coming in for a year. If that equals up to a ring, that's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. Shout out to my dog Jose. Shout out to Mario, bro. My fiance just sent you the video of Rodgers saying he would come here. It's in your IG. He said it at 15:30. All right, let me see. Shout out to Mario and shout out to his fiance. Let me check this shit out. You sure it's there? Hold on, let me see. Let me look for it while I do that. Shout out to everybody here in the building still, man. Wipe them feet. All right, here we go. That's not it. I don't see it, brother. Tito, I'm not saying he guarantees a ring, but that's the closest you can get to a ring next year. That's how I feel. Yeah, I don't see it, Mario. All right. Shout out to everybody here, man. I'll look it up, Mario. We don't even know what Tom Brady's even coming. Like he said in the interview after the game, he's going to take some time to figure out what he wants to do. I like Tom Brady, but I'm not holding my breath. And I agree, Chris. He is very look, at this point in his career, he has nothing to prove. He has nothing to prove, right? There's nothing to prove. So, but I think he's such a competitor, man. He doesn't want to go out the way he went out. Yeah, I don't see it, bro. I want to play this for everybody. I don't see it. Jimmy, that can definitely happen too. Tom can definitely go to the Dolphins. I think last year they talked about it. Didn't the Dolphins lose some draft capital because of that? I think that's another reason why Brady may be smart. Didn't they lose? Was it over Brady? Wasn't they trying to reach out to him and maybe potentially give him some ownership in the team, like an ownership stake or something? Like there was something there with Miami and Brady. But the problem is Miami has some deficiencies too. I think they just fired their defensive coordinator. They got to build that defense up too, just like we do, like we need to. And it's pretty much their O-line. They still got to build that up a little bit more. They need a run game. You know what I mean? They got this. It feels like they have a million running backs, but not one real solid workhorse like a Josh Jacobs. Let me ask you guys this. What would you rather have? Jaden Waddle and Tyreek Hill, which are a phenomenal duo, top 3 duo in the league. Or would you rather have Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow? Let me ask you guys that in the comment section. Let me know. What would you guys rather have? Jaden Waddle and Tyreek Hill? Or would you rather have Devontae Waller and Renfrow? Either way, I mean, you can't lose. Yeah, they lost the first rounder for that. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I do know that this is facts. Let me see. Brady's kids are going to school in Miami, and he just bought a condo there for $70K a month. This is facts. Kevin, I don't know about the $70K a month shit, but that's facts. That is definitely facts. But also, he owns a property in Las Vegas as well. Has a residency with, what is it? The Wynn, I believe, one of those hotels. It's on YouTube. Interview with Serge Ibaka, 1530. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, cheating Waddle, man. That's a mean mix right there. All right, let me look this up. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I'm going to look up this interview real quick. I want to hear this. Serge Ibaka. He said 1530, right? All right, let me put this on. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. He said 1530 mark. Okay, so I got to go to the second video. Let's all listen to this together real quick, y'all. Part 2. Boom. Dolphins. No, Vega, who do they have? Who do they have? They put a franchise tag on their guy last year, and now he's a free agent. And they didn't even utilize him last year like that. He's on his way out. All right, let me see. Let's see. All right, let's see. Serge Ibaka. We're gonna do a coffee and convo in the morning too, you guys. All right. Ask the question, bro. Come on, man. What? Okay. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Shout out to Mario. Oakland. I like that. And he said Oakland. Dolphins fucked up. I could have seen them draft running back. Oh man, he's a monster. Robinson out of Texas. I think he goes to the Ravens now. Well, they got Dobbins. Hammer. They got, I know Kenyon Drake. I think he's a free agent now as well, but they don't really need him. I know Dobbins had that terrible injury, but he bounced back this season. Let me see. Shout out to Steve. Sweeping Mahomes 2 times next year cements Brady's the GOAT. Brady's the GOAT already, Steve. It don't even matter. He's already the GOAT, bro. And that hurts me to say because, unless he's a Raider, I'm going to continue to hate Tom Brady. I'm all for Tom Brady right now because it's an option. But if he does not end up in Vegas, you guys, I promise you, I am returning back to the Tuck Rule train where I'm going to continuously shit on Tom Brady. So there you have it. Let me see. Y'all be saying some wild. Y'all be saying some wild shit in the chat, man. Do you see Matt Patricia joining our coaching staff? Blake, where? Where? We already have a defensive coordinator. I believe Patrick Graham. They already said that he's returning next season. He's out there at the what's it called? Whatever college bowl or whatever. I can't even think about what the hell. Senior Bowl. He's at the Senior Bowl right now as a head coach, right? So I don't. Where would Matt Patricia fit? And he was terrible. I know that he was calling the plays offensively, and he's not an offensive mind. It was very, very weird in New England. They were very smart to go out and get their guy back from Alabama today, or was it yesterday? But there's no room for him. I don't even know where Matt Patricia will go. Where would he go? You got Matt Patricia. Yeah, I don't know where the hell he would go. Yeah, the Senior Bowl. More facts. OG Faces. I wish we can get Brian Flores as the DC. I would love that. Would love it, man. But Patrick Graham is going to return, and I think that this year we'll get him the talent he needs. We'll definitely get him the talent he needs. Shout out to Sean, man. Devontae and Aaron don't have to worry about chemistry. QB1 and wide receiver 1. That's facts. But I'll tell you this right now, Sean. Brady, it'd be the same thing. Brady knows what kind of player Devontae Adams is. You don't need to worry about chemistry at all with him either. I've seen him win championships with everybody. It's the system. It is the system. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him win Super Bowls with way less talent than a Devontae Adams or a Hunter Renfrow, you know what I mean, or Darren Waller. So, I get the chemistry, Sean, but at the end of the day, it's the system. It is the system. I can see that, Blake. I could definitely see that. But I think that he can still go somewhere and be a defensive coordinator somewhere. He's still a defensive mind. You know what I mean? They did him cold out there in New England. They did him cold. It didn't look good either. He left Detroit looking how he left and then went to New England and had to call the plays out there offensively. Yeah, there's been a rough, pretty few 2 or 3 years for Matt Patricia. This is facts. Special teams. Nah, he want more than that. He want more than that, Gonzalez. I only wear a TB12 jersey if he wins us a Super Bowl. I will wear one right when he becomes a Raider. Right when he becomes a Raider. If he is a Raider, I'm buying one immediately. Period. Once them shits go on sale, it's a wrap. David, no, that is cap. That is cap, my brother. That is cap. All they were pretty much saying was in that article, they used those 2 names kind of on some hot takes, right? They basically said these guys are going to be working the phones to shape up this roster to the best of its abilities, and they want guys that fit their culture. He mentioned those 2 guys' names for no reason, Renfrow and Waller, but if there was a reason that he wasn't trying to use them for shock value, maybe it was because those guys would bring in the most for us. right? If you trade Wilder or you trade Renfro, you'll definitely get something back in return for those guys. So maybe that's why he mentioned them. But those guys have never talked about moving on from Wilder or Renfro. These guys are still coming off of 1 year after getting extensions. Wilder and Renfro will be Raiders next year. Those are 2 selling points. I said it earlier on in the show. Those guys are 2 selling points for a quarterback like Brady or Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean, to come in. They're selling points. You know what I'm saying? Brady wouldn't sign up over here if those guys were gone. For what? You know what I mean? It just wouldn't make any sense. I didn't see that, Paz. Did you see Max Crosby's quote today, Docs, saying winning or losing, they need all 11 men on defense going 100% the whole game? I agree with him. I agree with them, man. I agree. Facts, bro. But the thing is this, Paz, also, man, you can have guys that are giving 110% on the defensive side of the ball, but if they don't have the talent to get it done, it don't matter. We didn't have the talent last year. I didn't really see too much effort problems with our UDFAs. I didn't see Nate Hobbs out there not giving up, not putting in effort. I didn't see that Merrick and Harmon weren't trying to put in effort. I seen our linebackers, trying to do whatever they could. They just didn't have the talent to get it done. You know what I mean? We just didn't have enough talent on the defensive side of the ball this season. That's it. Simple and plain. Bring in talent and all is well. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got Sam Webb out there going 110%. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not shitting on Sam Webb. I hope that he balls out, and stays in the NFL for many years. If you get Sam Webb at 110%, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. If you get Luke Masterson at 150%, it's still not enough. And these guys were starting at one point on this defense because the injuries piled up. So, we need talent. We need talent. That's the GOAT. This is facts. Tyler Hall is definitely the GOAT. Definitely. Let me see. I think I missed a super. Shout to my dog. Docs, how's it going, G? What do we do if we can't get Brady or Aaron? What would you do? I don't even want to think about that at this point, even though we have to, because these are 2 guys that can stay with their respective teams. Tom can go back to Tampa Bay if he wants to, right? He can help them go find an offensive coordinator that can, change things around for that offense. Aaron can go back to the Packers. Or Aaron can go to the Jets and Brady can go to the Niners or the Dolphins, right? I don't know. But at that point, man, it gets a little spooky because then you're going to be looking at the likes of Jimmy G, the likes of Jacoby Brissett, 2 guys that know this system very well as well, but does not possess the same type of talent at all that the other 2 guys have. So if you don't, Mondo, I'm thinking like this, bro. If you can't get one of those guys, you have to go draft a quarterback. You may even have to trade up in the draft. You might have to go get CJ Stroud. You may have to go trade up. If Josh and Dave are sold on Levis, you might have to trade up to go get him. I don't know. But if you can't get one of those guys, you may have to bring Stidham back, which I think you should bring back anyway. And you may have to trade up and get your guy in the first round. Simple and plain. And I'm hoping that we can get some draft capital from Derek Carr as well, because that can definitely help our cause with trading up to go get one. And who's to say that Stroud doesn't drop? Who's to say that Levis, one of these guys, don't drop to 7? The problem is this, though. Do you want to sit back and wait on it? Because if you miss out on those guys and then you miss out on Brady and Aaron Rodgers, we're fucked. You're going into week 1 with potentially Stidham at quarterback. Shout out to my boy EBK Young Bull, man. I appreciate you, my brother, on the super. I don't want to read that, man, because I don't want to give, I don't want to project that kind of energy into the universe, man. But shout out to you, my dog. I appreciate you, King, as always, coming through, man, with a funny ass comment, my dog. I appreciate you. Top, man. I don't think that Bryce drops at all, bro. I think he's gone at 2 to the Texans. I think he's gone immediately. If somebody doesn't trade up to 1 with Chicago, he's gone. Let me see. Okie Raider, shout out to you. Made it in. You think we give up a next year first to move up? We could. We definitely could. But some of these teams, we could, but I don't want to do that. Let me ask you this, Okie. You're giving up a first next year, right? Is any of these quarterbacks help you win this year? Look, I like CJ Stroud. I like Bryce Young. I don't think that either one of them help us win this year. It's so far in between to watch a young guy come in and win year one. I don't see either one of those guys helping us win in year one. So do you want to give up a future first? Nah. It took Trevor Lawrence forever to get to this point. What is this, year 3? Is it year 3? I believe. It takes some of these guys. Josh Allen went through his bumps and bruises in Buffalo. He's still dealing with them right now. You know what I mean? So, I don't trust that. I wouldn't give up a first the following year to move up. I don't think that one of these guys possessed that kind of talent. If it was a sure thing, right? Let's just say Caleb was there, right? In this year's draft, and you had what it take to move up, I'd probably do it. I don't know if CJ Stroud or Levis or one of these guys have that kind of talent. I don't know. Shout out to Max. Salute, Docs. If Carr goes to Houston, there's a lot of talk, you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Shout out to the 700 people in the chat, man. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. If he goes to Houston, do the Texans still take a look at a QB at number 2 or trade back for defense? They're going to trade back for defense. But I don't see the Texans doing that. And I do not see Derek Carr going to the Houston Texans. That would be terrible for that man. It would make no sense in the world to go to a franchise that didn't put the proper tools around his own brother to get it done. He literally played behind a wet paper towel offensive line that got him killed his rookie season, and that lived in his head forever and fucked up and derailed his career. I don't see him going to the Texans. And why would you agree to go there when you don't have the parts around you in order to win now? You know what I mean? There's only a few teams that I see that can potentially bring in Carr, and that's the Saints and the Jets. Those are 2 teams that I see. Maybe Carolina, I don't know. And maybe the Commanders, I don't know. But I see the Saints with Dennis Allen over there and the Jets with that defense in play. You know what I mean? And New Orleans has a great defense as well. So those are the 2 teams that I am looking at in terms of DC moving on. I don't even think the Bucs. I think they may have to take a step back. If Brady moves on, they may have to take a step back and kind of build that team back up. Let me see. Shout out to Black Sunday once again. You think Brady and A-Rod will make the decisions before the draft? They have to. Black Sunday, they have to. They have to. The draft is in April. Free agency opens up in March 15th, somewhere around that range. And the draft is at the end of April. At that point, they would do themselves a disservice to not do that. You know what I mean? Because if you don't commit to the Raiders now, we're going to have to move forward and keep it pushing, right? If they sit back and say, let me just see what they do in the draft, you're putting us in the jam. You know what I'm saying? So they have to make the decisions once free agency drops. When free agency hits in the middle of March, it is time for those guys to make a decision. And I think that they both already know what the hell they want to do. I really do. I don't know what that is that they want to do, but I think they both already know. Shout out to my dog Black Sunday. Shout out to James. Dots, great podcast. Love Wasted. Andy and Hammer's podcast also. Keep up the great work. Thanks for keeping the nation updated. My brother, man, I appreciate you, Lillard. Shout out to my dog, man. Appreciate you so much, King. Thank you for the kind words. Shout out to my brothers as well, Hammer, Andy, and Wasted. Love my Mouth Shieldmore brothers, man. Shout out to them. Wasted will be going live tonight too, you guys. I think pretty much right after this, give his take on the whole Aaron Rodgers talk. And I think that me and Stu are going live tonight as well, you guys. So I'm going to put a couple more minutes in, but I think that me and Stu are doing a show tonight as well. So stay tuned for that. It just texted me. I made the thumbnail. I believe we're going to have a former NFL player on the show with us. Former 7th rounder out of Mississippi State. Not going to say any name. Went to the Minnesota Vikings, kind of bounced around the league a little bit. I think we're going to be talking to him tonight. So stay tuned for that. Junior. Yes. That's the most I would give up. That's the most I would give up. Carr in a first. Yes. Shit. I would give Carr in this year's first. for A-Rod just to get it out the way. Just get it over with. I would do that. But I don't know if Green Bay does that. I don't know what their thoughts are on Jordan Love is yet. And I said this earlier on in the show, though, you guys, when Aaron Rodgers had that rib injury, they pretty much had him play through it. And I think that spoke volumes about how they feel about Jordan Love. I don't think that they think he's ready yet. So I don't think they think that he is the guy moving forward. Those are very, very tough shoes to fill. When Aaron Rodgers moves on, can you imagine the pressure on a Jordan Love? That is tough, man. That is tough. Shout out to my dog Halo, man. My brother, man. Love you, King. Love you, my brother. Shout out to Black Sunday. So you think they know what they want to do already? Yes. They just want to take some time off and clear. No, the thing is this. They know what they want to do. But I said this earlier, Black Sunday, they can't speak on it. They don't want to get their teams in trouble. You see what Miami had to deal with last year because of the Brady shit. They lost the first rounder, I believe. Right? So they're gonna kick back. They're going to pump the brakes. They're going to sit back. They're going to see what we do in free agency in terms of the defense, right? They already know we already have the offensive weapons. I think Aaron Rodgers is salivating at playing with that offense. And Tom Brady is saying, great, got all those guys around me, but what's up with the defense, right? So I think Tom is kicking back and saying, Josh, Dave, what are you guys going to do defensively to make sure you guys can get me the ball back when it's, you know what I mean? Get me the ball back when I need that ball. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about. You know what I mean? That's what it's about with Brady. I think he's sitting back. What are they going to do on the defensive side of the ball? Are they going to go get a tackle and a guard? Maybe move on from Andre James, Dylan Parham at center? What do they want to do a little bit? They can't talk too much about it. But I think Brady's looking at that offensive line, looking at the defense. And I think that A-Rod is just kicking back. Man, he says, who is your scrub of the day today? Is there one? I don't know if there is one. I haven't been paying attention today. I've been spending time with the family, so I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Raider Manny, who was your scrub of the day? Who is your who? Oh, you know what? I gotta say this. I'll do the opposite of scrub. Okay. Did y'all see Eli Apple's tweet? Dog. That shit was hilarious. I know Eli Apple was not a great corner by any stretch. You know what I mean? He gave up that touchdown to Cooper Kupp last year in the Super Bowl that pretty much sold up that Super Bowl for the Rams. But dog, the Stephon Diggs tweet is fucking hilarious. I'm going to give the scrub of the day to Stephon Diggs because Eli Apple ate that man's food. He ate that man's food. For real. Stephon basically said, you guys are going to be mad at me and not mad at the performance of my team, right? And Eli Apple said, Cancun on 5. Or no, Cancun on 3. And with an emoji. Dog, that shit was hilarious. Hilarious. Shout out to Eli Apple for that funny ass shit. Shout out to Okie, man. Move up. I would definitely do that. The best player in the draft, I would definitely move up for Jalen Carter. That is my favorite player and the best player in this draft. That is the one guy I would move up for. Shout out to Brave Raider, man. My boy Rick in the building, man. Congratulations, brother. Raider Manny, the scrub of the day is the Dallas weather. It is the Dallas weather. This shit is cold, muggy, supposed to snow. This shit is weird. And I'm sitting in the presence of my home with the heater on, kicking back. Shout out to Cecil. I appreciate you, fam. But yeah, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I hate to leave with like 700 people in the chat. We just went over an hour. You guys go over to Wasted Talents channel, Raider Nation Unlimited. He will be giving his take on the whole Aaron Rodgers talk. I know he'll probably have a few takes that I didn't mention. You know what I mean? Our brother's a very wise one. You know what I mean? So I'm going to jump over there as well, check him out. But also, you guys, stay tuned for the night. Me and Stu are supposed to do a show. I think I'm going to go get me like a glass of wine, go get a bottle of wine or something, give me a cigar, kick back. I think we're going to do some fun stuff tonight. So stay tuned for that. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Wipe them feet on the way out and also hit that subscribe button, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm outro.